Mary interceded for you in your life. I had recently put up on my social media platforms, if you had at any time in your life an experience where Mother Mary has interceded for you. And I got some responses that I wanted to share with you today. And I also wanted to share with you my experiences and how she has interceded whole life. So first I'll start with myself. Since I was a little girl, Blessed Mary was very, very important. I was raised Catholic and I went to a Catholic school. And so I learned from a very young age that Our Lady was so important to us in our each and every day life. She is so crucial in our relationship with Jesus. And we do honor her. We don't worship her, but we do honor her as the Mother of God. So from a young child, I felt that presence. And when I was in the 2nd or 3rd grade, I was asked to crown her with a beautiful crown of roses for the May crowning. And I remember what a special time it was that I had a special blue satin dress. I wish I still had it, but it was a very, very special dress with a satin sash. And I just felt so special to be able to crown her with these beautiful flowers. And I remember the church being jam-packed. There was no seating room available at all. And I processed in with the older girls. I thought they were older. They probably were maybe 7th or 8th graders. And I was in the midst of them carrying the flowers. And I remember turning to them and they had tears running down their face. And I didn't quite understand why, but I was touched by their emotion. And before I knew it, my tears started to flow too. So I had that very, very special honor of crowning Our Lady. And my grandmother also, many of you that have been subscribers to my channel, you probably have heard me tell this story that my grandmother had a beautiful statue, and I actually still have that statue today. And as a child, she always wanted fresh flowers cut and placed by this beautiful statue. And I remember as a child, you think dandelions are the most beautiful flower. I remember picking those and putting those in a little glass for Our Blessed Lady. And I even remember in the middle of winter stopping at the store because my grandmother wanted even those flowers that weren't blooming outside but were shipped in to be there, placed front and center for her. So that was always beautiful. And I have that same tradition today that I always keep flowers in the middle of summer. As the flowers bloom, I'll be bringing in fresh flowers and new flowers. And in the middle of winter, I will make sure that I have flower arrangements placed there. So she's always surrounded by a beautiful bouquet. So going through my life as I got older and I was married, and I went through many, many miscarriages before my beautiful daughter, was born. And going through multiple miscarriages and just feeling the pain and the sorrow of losing a child was very, very difficult. And when I lost my baby girl that I had been carrying all the way into the 5th month of pregnancy, she was stillborn. I remember just running to Our Lady and praying to her for her to give me strength, for her to give me courage to carry this cross. And she always did. I always felt a sense of peace and a sense of healing when I prayed to her. So a few years ago, I became a member of the Militia Immaculata. And this is a very special organization that was formed by St. Maximilian Kolbe. And I did a whole separate video a while back about the Militia Immaculata, which I'll link below. So you can watch that and just feel in your heart, if you have, try to discern if you have a calling to grow deeper in your faith and grow deeper with your relationship with our Blessed Mother. And we always say that we are her militia, we are her soldiers. We are bringing others to Christ through Mary. And there's so many times when I am just exhausted and I just can't fall asleep. And I always ask our Blessed Mother, I always ask her to intercede. And before I know it, I wake up refreshed and renewed. Even if it's a 20-minute sleep, even if it's just a few minutes, I do wake up and I'm thankful to her so that I can go on and continue that day's work, that day's mission. I wanted to read you a couple of responses that I got because I think that they were very powerful, especially this first one that I received. How has our Blessed Mother interceded for you? I had received my Miraculous Medal and put it on one morning. I was driving to complete a job and reached over in the passenger seat for something when I heard the rumble that I had crossed the line. I thought I had crossed the center line, but I had crossed the other side's line instead. I looked up and I was feet away from hitting an 18-wheeler head on. I hurried up and I turned to my left to get on the gravel road, but then in front of me was a mailbox. By then, the 18-wheeler had passed, so I turned right to go behind the semi and in front of a pickup that was following the semi. There was just enough room for me to get through between them. I turned left again to get back on the road and into the correct lane I was traveling in. The pickup truck that had been following had pulled over onto the other side of the road, I'm sure to avoid being a part of a head-on collision. During this entire time, I never hit the brakes, so I was in cruise control going 65 miles per hour. Then, just a few feet down the road, there was a concrete bridge. So if the mailbox hadn't been there, I would have hit the concrete bridge instead. After I got back in my lane and on the road again, I started saying the rosary in thanksgiving. Further down the road alongside, there were 3 wooden crosses put up in a field. Praise be to Mary and Jesus for saving my life that day. Powerful. Wow. Unbelievable. And this was another response that I had gotten. I was once a very anti-Catholic evangelical Protestant. Now I'm a devoted Catholic. I believe it is the working of the Mother of Christ. So 2 very powerful testimonies. I'd love to know, because I'm sure there's a lot more stories out there. What's your story? What's your relationship been like in your life with the Blessed Mother? Please share down below. If you're new, I'd love it if you subscribe and join this growing community. So until next time, peace and love.